Well, hello everyone, Taxi88 here and welcome to another review. And this time I bring you Blue Ribbon's syntax game for the Amstrad CPC after having just reviewed the Spectrum version. Now, to say that I didn't particularly enjoy the Spectrum version is putting it very mildly. It is an abysmal, terrible, dreadful, unplayable mess of a game. Do I really want to be looking at this? Simple answer, no, I bloody don't, because I get the feeling this is going to be every bit as crap as its Spectrum counterpart, but hey ho. And I'm trying to break. Okay, so how do I actually get to select some controls or something? Nothing's working. That's good, isn't it? The game's so. I just want to play this thing. I can only seem to get it to go into demo mode or exit demo mode and go back to the menu. I can't seem to do anything other than that. This isn't good. Okay. I see. It's one of the few which is joystick only. A few Amstrad games with joystick only. So, like the Spectrum version, pressing up and down lowers and raises altitude. What's that E on the left there? Oh, for God's sake! I'm still finding the same problem. Is even with the additional colour capability, it's hard to tell what it's okay to fly over and what it isn't. Oh God. Well, there's some sound in this when you fire bullets, and when things explode. Oh, that's a crap sound effect. Couldn't they have found a better sound effect than that? Oh, bollock. Oh, time warp in progress. But what's this all about then? Oh, for God's sake. Well, wherever it was, it's shit. Game over. Come on, get on with it. I wonder if YouTubers 8-Bit Rach and Zypher have ever played this. Put it this way, you really don't want to. It's only very, from what I can make out, it's only very marginally better than its Spectrum version. Oh, for crying out loud. What hit me there? I'm seriously, is that really the best sound effect they could have had? I mean, it sounds. I mean, you expect farty noises like that on the 48K Spectrum, not a bloody Amstrad. Oh, God! Those just look like flashing lights on the ground. They don't look like something you can't actually fly over. And I was at maximum height, so it couldn't be a case of me being too low. Playing area, scrolling's pretty smooth. That's one of about the only good thing I can say about this. Oh God, I don't think that even hit me. This seems to have much the same hit detection issues as the Spectrum version. Oh, flipping hell! Why do I put myself through this? In fact, the controls in this are really quite overly sensitive. Transfer, okay. Transfer of what? I mean, listen to that explosion sound effect. It's crap. Oh, I keep forgetting I can't fly over that because everything just everything just melds into one. Even with the increased colour, it's still a bit hard to remember what you can fly over and what you can't. Oh God, I've made the same mistake again. Oh, this is utterly woeful. I mean, it shows that despite the fact that so many CPC games have really bad scrolling, it shows that it can do it. But that's about the only good thing I can say about this game. Oh God, I nearly crashed into that. I just suddenly remembered that's one of. The colours are quite nice, and the graphics aren't particularly blocky either. What? Oh God. Unfortunately, the game is still a pile of utter crud. One more go. Oh God. Blue Ribbon, what the hell have you foisted on people with this? It's an awful shoot 'em up. Oh, it looks like time warps and then seem to take you to other parts of the. And what's with that E in the red square in the top left corner? What's that all about? I never saw that in the Spectrum version. And I couldn't find any actual instructions about this game apart from what I read out in my review of the Spectrum version. Oh, God. That is an awful sound effect. I mean, come on. I know the Amstrad's a bit limited, but it could definitely have done a far more interesting sound effect than that. Time warp in progress, even though it's not really a time warp, it's more a position warp. Weird. I'm actually holding down the fire button and the. Oh dear, a bit of slowdown there. Oh, that's a nice time warp. Put me right in front of a wall I can't fly over. Oh God. This game's almost as appalling as the Spectrum version. Oh dear me. Oh, so you can't even hit the outside of the gaming area. You just hit deep space and blow up for no apparent reason. So that's syntax for the Amstrad CPC. Utterly crud. Slightly better than the Spectrum version I've just reviewed, but that's really not saying much, because if the Spectrum version was a turd, then the CPC version is a turd covered in glitter, but unfortunately it's still a turd. As the saying goes, you can't put lipstick on a pig, and this game just goes to show that it really is poor. Even the additional colours and the fact there's actually any sound at all are not nearly enough to make it any substantially better than the Spectrum version I've reviewed. And so graphics are nice and colourful, and there's some nice details on the ground there, as you can see. And the animation's quite nice. Well, I say animation, it's more like cycling of colours of things like lights on the ground and pulsation of whatever, like that thing near the bottom right corner. Those are nice touches, but that and the smooth scrolling, those are the only positives I can really find in this game. Everything else about it is absolutely crap. The sound effects are pathetic. You got that farty noise every time something explodes, and the every time you fire bullets. Couldn't it have had a laser sound effect or something a bit more interesting? I know the Amstrad CPC had some limits with regards to sound, but I've heard it do much better sound effects than this, so it could be done. The gameplay, it's every bit as dull and frustrating as in the Spectrum version. There's still problems where you have to try and remember what you can fly over and what you can't, and until you've figured out what you can't fly over, you just have to die. And there's no in-game music. There's no atmosphere. It's just rubbish. Even though it's a slight improvement on the Spectrum version, and I'm not just talking about graphics either. I know that the Spectrum's graphics capabilities have to take into account that too much adventurous colour use would have resulted in clash. I'm not on about that. I'm just on about the game in general. It's just woeful and boring. So, and it still has some hit detection issues. There are still one or two occasions where I was hit by an enemy that was still a little bit of a distance away from me, and again, why is the design of the enemies so boring? Look at those on that screen there. Those aren't interesting design ships. No, I can't really recommend this. Even though it was a budget title, it's still pretty piss poor. So I'm going to give syntax on the Amstrad CPC 2 out of 10. It's a bit better than the Spectrum version, but it's still a complete load of caca. Hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another one soon. Catch you on another video soon. Sexy88 out.